Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be playing with paper pictures. So we're gonna be using this one that is small flowers and this one that I used to make this one, and then this big one to make this one that is covered by fabric. Well, it's not fabric but something similar. Okay, let's start with this one. This is my favorite puncher. It's a little bit hard to do, but we're going to start with this piece of paper, and I'm going to be folding that in half. This is very useful. I found out it is very useful because when it's folded, then I can for sure have two pieces together. And the reason because I'm doing this in two pieces together is because I want to connect the three lines of die cuts, if it makes sense. Like this is the first cut. As you can see, I'm just gonna cut this little part over here, and then I'm gonna cut two more. Fast mode. Here are three pieces together, and I'm gonna show you how am I gonna connect these pieces. The only thing that I'm gonna do basically is just paste them together, like overlap a little bit of one over the other one. I need to cut this excess because it's always kind of annoying to have them. And I really like these. I have the inspiration for this one because I saw beautiful lace fabric pocket in a junk journal, and I was thinking, I bet I can do this with my paper punchers, and I was like, definitely I'm gonna try, and I did, and I love the results, and I hope that you do too. So as you can see, some of these flowers, if we connect them, we can overlap a little tiny bit. And so what I'm gonna do is just with the glue applicator, I'm just gonna put that dot of glue right there, and then I'm gonna put the other one on top, and I'm gonna do all the flowers as well. So let me show you how I do this, and then we can put this in fast mode because basically I'm gonna copy everything. So I'm going through each one, and then I'm gonna paste that in the overlap, and we're gonna be doing the same with the third layer. So there we go. It's all pasted together, and to me the most important part though is that once they are pasted together, we're gonna do this one, and we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Let me do it quickly here. So now that everything is pasted together, we have to paste everything, right? In the second layer, the reason because I cut it in two layers is because I want the connection, like kind of the overlap, to be inside. So when I'm making a pocket, I don't have issues pasting it, if it makes sense. So I'm gonna put in the first layer first, and making sure that I'm covering like the places where I connected the pieces. And then the reason because I did this in layers one by one is because I want to make sure that the overlap is perfect from one place to another. Like this one, I have to adjust a little bit, and now it's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this second and third layer, but it's important I'm gonna put the glue also in the connections, like making sure that they have enough glue to connect all the parts that we did before. So that's it. And then I'm gonna cut the excess here. So basically we already have our pocket. It looks amazing. I'm gonna add these just because I have it, but if I didn't have it, I would just leave it like that. And so let me put so basically I'm just gonna paste this with regular glue, and then you know, just put the fabric in the top. It's not fabric, I forgot what is the name of this, but yeah, so it's very cool because this has some gold accents, And so what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna get my mat because I'm gonna be applying glue, and I don't want my desk to have glue. So more or less this is gonna fit in here, so it's gonna be perfect. What I have to do now is just applying glue again. I'm gonna go ahead and put dots everywhere, and then from there we can go. Okay, apply glue everywhere, and then I'm just using the fabric or the tulle. There you go, that's a name. I'm gonna put the tulle on the top of that, and then I'm using this piece of plastic on the top because I'm not gonna use my hands for that. And then I'm going with my bone in the top of that, and you're gonna see how much glue, excessive glue was in there, but that was needed because I wanted this to be very well pasted. It doesn't go away once it's very well together. It doesn't go away. See how much glue it was in there? So now all what is left to do is just cut it. Just need to use this very delicately because right now it's still wet. So what I'm gonna do is just cut in a very slow cutter, so bear with me please. And as you can see in this one, I folded a little bit of the corners, but I really don't need to do it, and I don't think that I'm gonna do that in this case. Oh my gosh, my hands are shaking. So I'm just gonna finish the cutting here, and I'm gonna use the stable for stability because sometimes when the fabric is too delicate, you know, it's really hard to get the traction. And so I think that now that it's cut, I'm gonna put that away. Okay, I put everything away. I'm gonna put this just leave the corners just for now. I'm gonna decide later on what I wanna do, but I can use this kind of as a pocket in the sides of your journal, as you can see. So let's put that away and do with the second project. This is very similar to the first one, but I did this with a puncher that it doesn't make these lines. So basically it's a puncher that only cuts one side. So I'm gonna use this one that has even less details. So I'm gonna be using this piece of paper, and I'm just gonna cut. So I cut it all, and to measure the size of what I'm cutting, I'm just gonna use the maximum that is allowed. I fold it here, and then I'm just gonna cut. And then with this piece of paper, I'm gonna go back to my puncher and finish the cut. Now I have used the maximum size of the paper that will fit in this, just because I want to play safe. And as you can see, I'm not trying to match the top and the bottom of the paper. And then now I'm gonna make a line here just because I want to add some details in the middle. And so using a paper, a hole puncher, and I'm gonna start making a hole using that. And then like the distance between one hole and another is gonna be like every time in the top of the paper there is kind of a descendant curve. I'm using that curve as indicator where more or less I should be putting that. Okay, it's done, and because this can fold backwards, I'm gonna hide the pencil, and then I'm gonna make one more hole. It's horrible, so I'm just gonna cut it down. It's very easy to make mistakes, so I just feel free to correct that as needed. Well, it's still not perfect, but I like it. So I'm gonna make two more of these, two lines here. And instead of using that, I'm gonna use my ruler to make perfect lines. And the reason for this is because I'm gonna be using my beautiful foil, gold foil. And if you don't have it, you can use other accents, like you can use tea dyed paper, or you can use like I mean, you can basically use any other kind of accent. Like you can paste a piece of paper in the middle and then make the holes or whatever. I just happen to have the foil, and so I'm trying to use whatever I'm not using very often. So here's the foil. I have been using that. I'm using my bone, and then I just peel it. It's very gorgeous. It's very beautiful. Let me go to the other side. And it's very beautiful. So I'm gonna do that in every curve here also as well, because it's very cute, and I think it just needs a little bit more gold. And the way I'm gonna use this, I can do the same thing that I did with the previous project, or I can do a simple kind of like a pocket or a paper holder. I'm gonna show you when I finish this, but I'm going every curve here. Just okay. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I tried it out, and then I'm gonna go with the gold foil again. And here we go. We are gonna put the gold foil again, and basically let's try to use whatever you have. If you don't have this one, maybe you have watercolors. If you don't have watercolors, you might have newspapers or whatever. And you can use the simplest puncher that you have. And if you make any, just please let me know in the comments. It would be so fun to see what you had, and if you have a YouTube channel that where you're showing this kind of projects, I would love to know. I really will enjoy to watch that. So anyway, here is the way that I will apply this. Like I will fold the top and the bottom, and then have paper in the side coming in. Okay, time for the next project, I think, but I wanted to show you this. Okay, we have now the first project already dry. So what we're gonna do is just gonna be cutting the excess in the top and the bottom we already cut. And in the sides, I want to leave a little tiny bit of fabric, so it's more noticeable that we're using, sorry, not fabric, tulle. I guess tulle is a kind of fabric. And then I'm just gonna leave a tiny bit there so it's noticeable we have an additional layer besides the paper itself. Now we have two of these, and I'm gonna be making interesting projects. Okay, next project is vellum paper. Don't use wet glue. I made that mistake. So I'm gonna be using vellum, and then I'm gonna be using these stickers kind of frames, and then I'm gonna peel this one and paste it directly to the vellum. In my previous project, I did use I did the opposite. I put the flowers first and then the frame. It kind of was a mistake because it wasn't very well controlled where the flowers were. I think that this is gonna be a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna cut and I'm gonna be back. Okay, here they are cut. I'm gonna be using this paper puncher. I'm gonna use these white scraps and make some flowers. As I said, this is basically a project where you can use the punchers, whatever you have. You can have maybe not flowers, maybe a snowman or whatever. So I said, please don't use this. So I made this mistake here. It's very beautiful, it's still useful, but it just has bubbles in the back. It's not a good idea. Just instead this rolled tape, and then you can control where you put your flowers. I'm gonna be using my this tool over here, and I'm gonna be putting that in the various places. And now if the space that is left is just too small, you can cut it in half, or you can cut whatever figure you have. It's just how you feel comfortable. So I'm gonna be pasting this, and then I'm gonna put that in fast mode, so you don't have to go through me with this slow pasting that I have. Right, so we have this now, and what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna start applying this glue again, because we're gonna use the foil again. So that's the idea, that we use the things that we have, and I have the foil and I have the punchers. So for this project I'm gonna again use the same thing, and my kid is gonna be helping me. My son is over here, so we're gonna go in fast mode to finish this project. So here, well, this is done, and my boy helped me to do this. It's a lot better than this glue. Okay, time for the last project, that is these tags. These are very pretty, but these tags have, I don't know, special place in my heart. It's very, very beautiful. So let's get started. So for this one, I'm gonna need 2 pieces of paper. I'm gonna choose something pink or purple over here. Thinking that pink would be great, or purple, like lavender or something like that. We're gonna need 2 pieces of those, because one is gonna be the framework and the other one is gonna be the main piece. So this one is gonna work with these colors. So I think I only need the main kind of, I want this to be the inside, so we need to find something probably white to be the frame for this, and then we're gonna cut them. So I found a white one that is gonna work because it has a pre-stamped place. So again, what we're gonna do is just paste the flowers in the top, as I show you. This might not be a good idea, so I'm gonna use the paper cutter, and I'm gonna cut a little bit in the top, and then in the side as well, a little bit. So just using this is not a good idea. Just don't cut that. Now the problem that I can foresee with this paper is that it has a very, like, the porosity is high, right? So I would think that they might have issues stamping or pasting in it. So I'm gonna use once more this paper puncher, and I'm gonna cut some flowers here, and then I would just probably paste the flowers. So let's stamp this one first, and I'm gonna be using this stampability kind of brownish stamp, and I like this this music kind of work. And then I'm gonna be using this circle kind of a stamp in the bottom one, because that's what I did with the other cap, and sorry, with the other tag, and I always like kind of repeating because I'm a mask maker. And then I'm gonna be using these flowers, and I'm gonna accommodate them in the middle, not too high in the top, because remember that this is gonna be in the tag, and once we cut, we might cut the flowers if we're not careful, like it's gonna be a hole in there. So let's put the flowers scattered kind of in the middle of the tag rather than in the top. Like somewhere here is gonna be good, because even if we make the hole a little bit higher, we're still gonna be able to see that. Let me paste 2 flowers as well, 2 pieces of flowers, so we can do that. I'm gonna paste them in fast mode. Okay, now that we have our pieces, the next step is just pasting the flowers, of course. So I'm gonna put the glue in here, And as I said, this has a lot of porosity. I noticed that even stamping the circular stamp, so I'm gonna put weight on it so it gets like very stable, and the paste, it's very well, see see what I mean? It's just because the porosity is very high, like the water, the glue water, the liquid water is gonna go down. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna make in these corners that is gonna be useful. By now, probably this is already done. So I'm gonna be using this to put that in the corners. I'm just gonna use this corner just to measure this and to make sure that more or less it has the same pattern in the diagonal part. And again, I'm gonna do the same thing in the other side, and we should be good to go. And then we still need to do the last flower, right? We still need to put that in there. So I'm gonna put this away, and I'm gonna paste this one here. Okay, I'm gonna put this weight for a little bit there, and then this is probably all right already. So I'm gonna start making like kind of the drawing with this. I'm just using a very regular pen. It's not even a drawing pen, it's just a pen, any pen you have. And I'm just drawing the flower details. In the other tag, I kind of put a piece of napkin in the top of the drawing just because I thought it was interesting. In this one, because we have a very interesting paper that is holding these flowers, I don't think that there is a need. And so I'm making some of the leaves just by drawing this with a regular pen. So nothing sophisticated. And then, of course, I'm gonna put the foil in the middle of the flowers yet again. Same process here. We use a napkin, we dry it out, and then we take the foil and we start using that in each one of the flowers as possibility here. And then we go with the third flower here, and there we go. And I wanted this to be a little bit better, but I guess it doesn't work sometimes. Even if you do everything all right, the paper just doesn't work. I saw this so many times with many other people, like the ones that print in laser, and then they put that here in the laminator, I guess, and it doesn't work. It's just the quality of the foil. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's not perfect. Anyway, this is the best. I think this is the best that I can get from here. Okay, I put some white in the last flower, and I'm gonna be doing some vintage photo ink around the corners of the frame of the tag. Just gonna be making it look more vintagey, and that's the effect that I want to have. And then, of course, I'm gonna try to paste this. I'm gonna make the hole here first, I think, and this is very important that I'm doing that right now in the frame, because the other piece of paper, this one, the pink, is just too thick, and I'm afraid that if I glue them together and then I make a hole with the two of them together, the puncher is not gonna work out, because punchers can just stand enough paper. Sometimes it doesn't cut, like the small little flowers that puncher that I have been using for these projects. Like the very maximum that it can cut is two pieces of copy paper together, or a very light cardboard. So anyway, it's very important to know the capacity of your punchers, and so don't overestimate them. Okay, I'm using this one, and it was a little bit hard to punch, but it did work out. Okay, now I'm gonna use and need the circle over here. This one is too much pink. Let's try to find another one that's gonna work. And this one looks good, so I'm gonna take this everything away and clean up. Okay, so let's put glue on this. It's coming out together. We're very close to finish. Well, let me put some ink here. And so I think that basically what is left is just adding some extra gold accents in this tag. But basically it's done, and I'm really happy with the way this is looking like. It has like this pinkish design. So I'm gonna go ahead and put glue on the circle over here. This is what I did in the other tag, and it came out so really pretty. Again, napkin. It is coming off and it's kind of blurry now, but it's okay. Once we put the gold foil, it's gonna be looking better. So it's kind of weird because it doesn't seem to be working. Usually when it works, you can see the glue. I thought this could happen because of the porosity of the paper. This might not be working out, so we will have to see. Well, let's try again. The second try, not working. Okay, alternative plan B. Let's paste something in there to cover the horror it is right now. I don't like this one. I mean, it's too dark. We can think about the other one. This is too big, and I need something that is kind of, maybe this one. Okay, the number definitely looks better, but fits. It does. So let's put everything away. And now we can do the same technique, put glue and then wait, clean it up, and then put the foil on it. I just like the numbers here. They're pretty cool. Okay, we can do this. This is horror. The left, now the paper looks horrible, but we're gonna cover everything. Everything is gonna be all right. We can cover our disasters. And I think it's very important to share also how we make this kind of trial and error, because sometimes when I see videos, it's like, I don't know, sometimes they seem to be a little bit too perfect, and I couldn't be beyond, I couldn't be farther from perfection. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so in this, and I'm gonna paste and cover here this part, and it's looking a lot better now. So it's looking good. I think it covers well, looks good. The numbers are always perfect, like perfect for any project. I'm gonna put some weight there because remember the porosity of this. In the meantime, I'm gonna put some glue here. So hopefully we're gonna have some additional gold going in there, and it's gonna be working out. And again, this is basically the last part that we're using. Let's add as much as we can do. It's peeling here. It's not that noticeable on the video. I can see that because the sun is weird. Like, I can see how shiny is this, but I think that in the video it doesn't look like it. Well, doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to take good pictures of this, but I don't know, I can't promise. So let's try to do it anyway. So the frame cardboard is also somehow I guess you would say porous, just because it has, well, I'm not really sure what is the term in English would be, but so anyway, I'll just say that this is the final project. This is not a line. I don't like it, so let's just cut it a little bit. Let's get Let's get this cat. And we will have to align in the other side as well. It's just not so much to cut. And this side is gonna be a little bit more just because this side was cut a little bit more. It's okay, it's not gonna be too much either. And then we will have to apply again the distress ink on the sides, but this looks a lot more I don't know, a lot better than the previous version. Anyway, okay, so these are what we have done so far. I think in this one I'm missing to put like the this thing. So I'm gonna cut these and put that in there. Let me show you how I do this. I just fold that in half and then I put that in the middle, and then I put that in the middle again, put that down, and then I'm gonna make a beautiful bow. Quick mode. The bow is done because I'm somehow slow on making them. And here are the tags. They look pretty. And then we made these ones that I'm really happy with the result of the second try, because the first one has the wet thing. Then we did these ones that I really like. And then finally, this is probably my favorite. Here you go. Hope you like it. Thank you. Bye.